everyone, my name is Miro and welcome to a new video. I, as the ruler of the Hoya Nation, have decided to be a kind ruler today because this is going to be uploaded on Christmas Eve / Christmas. And while I've been uploading a lot of plant chores / Hoya chores, today I decided to give you a bit of a break. So this is going to be an easier video. You don't have to grab anything to do. You can if you want to, but this is just going to be sort of like you and me chatting, except that you're not. I'm actually thinking that people are speaking to me through the camera. One has to question his own sanity when on YouTube. So I will be chatting. It will be a monologue, a TED Talk. Thank you for coming. And I will tell you what is on my Hoya wish list for 2025. Now, I do believe that I always do these videos. Who knows? But I decided that it would be fun to sort of just sit down and think what I could be getting in the next year. And of course, share that with you because I know that a lot of people would like to hear that. Now, there are plenty of things that I'm looking to get. As I said in my previous videos, I am looking to refine my collection a little bit to get rid of some Hoyas that I don't necessarily love to have in my collection, some of them that I think are not really duplicates, but you know, way too many verticillatas, way too many Finlaysoni type Hoyas. So I would like to kind of do a bit of a purge towards, you know, the beginning of the year and then get some Hoyas from this list. Now, this is by no means a complete list. A lot of things are missing. This is just a list of plants I technically never had. I say technically because I did order 2 of them from this list and they, in shipping, croaked. They never really even arrived to me, and when we get to those plants, I will tell you what exactly happened. So I count them as never actually attempting them. So it doesn't count. Money is gone, but it doesn't count. We never held them in my hands, not even their dead bodies. You know, Merry Christmas. Anyway, I did count those into this list. There is one Hoya that I'm not really sure. I know that I will get it. I know that I will get it, but I just don't know if she deserves a spot in this list. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get there, but I'm just not really sure. Anyway, let's just begin. And I did write actually some Hoyas which I will tell you somewhere towards the end of the video that I will be getting that are not on this list because they're not wishlist Hoyas. These did croak by these hands, you know. My fault. These are in no particular order, and some of these, one I think, is a repeat, or maybe even 2, are a repeat from the last year. I did not manage to get those, even though I actually did try to get, well, I did try to get both of those, but I just couldn't. First one is Hoya obcordata. I have been mentioning Hoya obcordata, and I had a couple of chances at getting Hoya obcordata. It is a plant that I really like. This Hoya is not necessarily new to the Hoya world. It's been published a long time ago in 1883, I believe, by Joseph Dalton Hooker. And this comes from Eastern Himalaya. This Hoya is, though, somewhat new to cultivation. New is relevant because in the Hoya world it's worse than on grinder, and you know, a year passes by and you are already retired. No one really cares about you anymore. I think I saw it first time a year and a half ago, and I already saw a massive price drop by now. I haven't really seen it before a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, I don't know. My memory is really fuzzy, old age and such. Hoya obcordata is a lovely small-leaved species. To me, it does look a little bit like Hoya rotundiflora. Not the flower, but like, you know, the vibe of the leaf. The leaf shape is different than Hoya rotundiflora, but I don't know, like the way that it has those kind of like pores, borers, whatever, like wrinkles on the leaves, it does remind me a little bit of Hoya rotundiflora. Now, Hoya obcordata is allegedly a fast grower and an early bloomer, which we love, and we love that she's a small-leaved species that's not going to take a lot of space. Once again, I did look at getting this plant several times. It wasn't terribly expensive when I looked at it. you could get a really established specimens for about higher 2 digits, but they were like really well established. I did see some outrageously expensive cuttings for just one node, which I shan't be getting, but I think this next year we can sort of attempt to get it, because once again, I'm just going to try to not be a rabid dog when it comes to buying Hoya and really just focus actually on the wish list. But also maybe I will be a rabbit. No one knows. No one knows anymore. This plant, I don't see it as much. I don't think people are interested as much. Sort of a weird thing is happening with the Hoya market, I think everywhere. You know, they're trying to push new things onto you, but they just don't stick. They're throwing a lot of stuff on the wall, and it seems that a lot of stuff doesn't stick, or something sticks temporarily, but prices drop really fast. I do think this is a lovely Hoya. I do think it should be more popular, it should be more available. I think more of us should try to grow it, because once again, it doesn't seem to be hard. It seems to be like a fast grower, compact, etc., early bloomer. Nothing not to like. The leaf shape is really nice. We all should learn to love small leaved Hoyas by now, so thank you very much. There's nothing weird about it too. I think it's just a really nice addition to the collection. I cannot wait to get my hand on one. The second one, and once again, these are not in a particular order. The second one is Hoya chloroleuca. Hoya chloroleuca, also new to cultivation, but published long time ago. It was published by Schlechter in 1913, and this is a Hoya that comes from New Guinea. Was it in 1912 or 1914 the Titanic sank? April 14th, 1912, right? Unrelated information, I just, intrusive thought. So Hoya chloroleuca is, once again, a really lovely thin-leaved Hoya, and I did order this one. I ordered it from Indonesia with my friend Farah. I can't remember exactly when. It was this year that I ordered it, and the plant was quite expensive. I will maybe it was $100, maybe $150. So we split the plant in two, so the price would come down, and the plant died in transit. It never even arrived to Farah. We sort of went to, and this is a reliable, by the way, seller from Indonesia, and it just never really arrived. Somewhere in the transport it croaked, and that's really unfortunate because I really love this plant. It has a white flower with a really nice, like really green apple corona. Wonderful. And I hear that it too also is an early bloomer, but kind of an unfortunate situation there with this Hoya. I don't know if I will be getting it again, to be quite honest. I think I might wait for someone in Europe to have like a nice plant that they can send cuttings from. Or maybe I will try to get one personally when I go to Sweden in spring. Because once again, just no. Because, $150, even divided by 235, is just a lot of money to be gambling with in times when gambling is not really welcome. I just don't want to do that. Really, I don't want to do that. I mentioned it before. I don't really import from Indonesia. I don't get excited about the risk. I don't find it exhilarating. No highs, just lows. I mean, highs, anxiety, right? But just not a good time for me. I get very nervous. I didn't get super nervous about this because it wasn't coming directly to me, so I didn't feel responsible, really, and I don't blame anyone that the plant, by the way, croaked in transport. But like if it was me importing for my friends, I would absolutely bury myself in the garden and, I don't know, set everything around that burial spot on fire. That's how my anxiety would be like. I just don't want to do that. No, thank you. Not worth it. Definitely not worth it to risk, but it's a beautiful plant. I hope that someone has had success in Europe. I'm sure that people have, and that they have it. It is probably going to be more expensive than importing, but also slightly safer, or not safer, most likely the success rate or guarantee will be higher, because usually things from the EU can arrive to me within 3-4 days. Depends on the situation, but it's just much easier than, sending from Indonesia. I mentioned before in my Hoya undulata video, when you buy plants in Indonesia, they have to take off all the potting mix from the roots. They have to soak them in insecticide, dry them, put them in moss, and then sand them. That's a very stressful process. So it's not shocking that this croaked, but yeah, I don't super regret it, but I don't not regret it, you know what I mean? So I hope that next year I can get it. I will say I'm not going to be super trying with this one just because of that bad experience. You know, I think I will be a bit wary here. I don't think I will be trying super hard. But if it comes along, then I will, if it's affordable, grab one. I don't think that's gonna happen, to be quite honest, but you know. The next Hoya on this list is also a croaker. I got this also with Farah. Actually, I think I might have gotten this one myself. This is Hoya sensis, and this is a Hoya from Borneo, and actually relatively recently published. This plant was published in 2022. As I said, it comes from Borneo, Kalimantan, and it has been published by Sri Rahayu and Michele Roda. It is a beautiful plant. From what I've seen from photos, it has a really, really nice leaf, but even more impressive is the flower, in my opinion. I think like these go really well together, the leaves and the flower. There's kind of something to look forward with both of those, if that makes sense. Because sometimes you will get a Hoya and it has a gorgeous flower, but the leaf is kind of boring, or like the leaf is absolutely out of this world, stunning, and the flower is kind of boring. Clemenciorum, Finlaysoni, Callistophila, shan't be naming any names, but you know. Mamasa, love the leaf, kind of disappointed with the flower. Interesting in a way, but also Anyway, I ordered this one and it also croaked. Now I do believe Farah may have gotten a replacement already, so this might be something that I will be getting. I'm not really sure. Or maybe she got Chloroleuca. Doesn't matter. But croakers, croakers, croakers. Once again, a little bit unfortunate, but unsurprising considering that what these plants have to go through. But this seems to be a very beautiful species. I don't know if I will be able to grow this well, if it will have enough space. I don't really know much about its growth habit, nor how quickly, how easily it blooms. But something tells me it's not really such an easy Hoya to bloom. I don't know what it is. Something tells me that. I somehow get a feeling. Third eye. No one knows. But a beautiful species, and I purely wanted this one for the flower. I didn't even look at the leaves, but I was actually surprised because I was expecting this to have leaves like maybe Evelinae or a Poda or something like that, but it actually has quite different leaves. Very interesting combination. So I would like to have it. Now the next Hoya on my list is something that I believe I have put on my wish list for potentially even 2 years in a row. Devout watchers of my channel will know. This is Hoya retrorsa. This is Hoya retrorsa. This plant comes from Borneo, from Sabah, and it was published by Gavruslamb Emoy Ngakusing. And I want to say it was published in 2014, but I'm not really sure. In the way that this Hoya looks, it's kind of similar to Hoya spartioides, but I think it is a little bit more interesting. Because with Hoya spartioides, all of those are actually peduncles. With this, with retrorsa, these are also leaves. So both leaves and peduncles. And it's a plant that it's not really easy to find. I have been wanting this plant since, I believe, 2020, 2021 maybe, but it's just not been cheap. It's rarely offered. The price never comes down, and everything that I saw offered was very, very small, and it just I did not have any confidence that it would arrive well. I have more unfounded confidence that I can grow it, but I just didn't believe that it would travel really well. And I don't know, I wouldn't risk with such a small cutting. I think what I saw were like one node, one leaf, and it was like 150 euros. It was very, very expensive. So That's not something that will be happening. I don't see this plant offered very much even when you try to import it. I really don't see it being offered. I looked at Russian collectors, Swedish collectors. I did look fairly well for this plant in the past 2 years. You know, whenever I meet someone new from the Hoya world, or new to me, but like someone who has been a long-time collector, I always ask about Hoya retrorsa if they have it, and they either don't have it, it's not doing well, or they had it and it croaked, or they just don't want to cut it. One of those. So I didn't really actually have a chance to buy it. I think a couple of times I did, but once again, it was just a node and a leaf and a very high price tag. So that's a no for me. But this is a beautiful Hoya. It has a very interesting flower. I did get something similar, which is Affinity Spertioides, which has even better flower. So maybe this retrorsa is not super necessary, but I would kind of like to collect all three of these because I have Spertioides. I might actually get into another clone of Spertioides. I might want to get the one with the bigger flower, but not the topic of this video. So I would kind of love to collect all of these weird looking. I really have a thing for, by the way, like really weird looking Hoyas like Spertioides, Retusa, Passiflora. Well, Passiflora is not that weird, but Hoyas HERE, kind of weird. Stenophila, love Stenophila. I do love, I made a video on this. It's one of the, from the Cantosema section, Acicularis. We need to get another Acicularis. After recording that video, it fell out of the pot, the roots ripped, and I tried to reroot it and it croaked. So it's actually kind of your fault. It's kind of your fault. You wanted this series. Actually, you didn't. It was my decision, but like, kind of your fault. So, you know, I'm angry at you. Just so you know. But that does give me actually an opportunity to get a different clone of Acicularis, which has even more impressive flowers than what I had, so kind of made space for the other one, for an even better one, without actually having to do much. Anyway, back to Hoya retrorsa. I think the flower is still very nice, even though I think the best flower, once again, is species Affinity Spertioides. This one comes second. Spertioides is kind of not as exciting when it comes to flower, but it's an overall nice plant. And I have seen larger specimens of retrorsa, but again, rarely. I hope I can get it next year, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it. I think it's going to be either very expensive or very small, one of those two, I don't know, or probably I won't even run into it. And by run into it, I mean search high and low for it. That's what we mean, run into these Hoya. This one is a plant that doesn't have a name. This is species from Sulawesi. I saw this plant on Svetlana Kazantseva. Am I saying her name right? Svetlana Kazantseva, again. That was Hungarian. I got from Svetlana my Hoya uniflora, which has been my wishlist plant for years too. Extremely grateful. Thank you, Svetlana. I know you're not watching this video for sure, but you know, still, thank you. I saw that she has this species from Sulawesi, and when I saw this plant, my heart went boom, boom, you need to have it. Definitely, we need to get this one. I actually think this is probably going to be one of the first Hoyas that I will attempt to get in the next year, because I already know someone who has it, and I will just send the message as soon as it warms up, because I don't think she's going to send now, but I think as soon as it warms up, I will be trying to get this plant. This one is just so stunning. I love everything about this, like the growth pattern, the flower. It makes many flowers per peduncle. The color of the flower is also amazing. There's just, I like everything about it. I like everything about it, and I will definitely be getting it for sure. There's just, I will not stop. I will not stop pestering this woman until she sells me a cutting of this Hoya. Like, I will check in every week. So yeah, don't tell her. Don't, she's gonna block me. Oh, just don't tell anyone whatever I say on the channel. Shh, keep it a secret, no one knows. The next one, oh, this is also something that I really want. I didn't get this plant because it was so expensive, but this is Hoya species Sidi Kalang. And this Hoya is just mwah, the color of the flower, the leaf, the color, like how dark these leaves are. I love it. I am someone who loves these Hoyas that sort of look like Hoya amicabilis with the leaf, kind of similar, flower, no. Even though my amicabilis is absolutely infested and reinfested and reinfested with mealybugs, but I do adore these Hoyas. I don't know why, I'm just obsessed. I want to have every single one of them, every color form, everything. Amicabilis silver, yes. I didn't put it on this list, but yes, I want everything here. I don't know why I love these, but I do. My hopes are that one day I'm gonna have a full wall of just these bushy types. That's it. That's my hope. Anyway, let's just kind of back up. This plant, I love the way that it looks. I love the flower, and I absolutely will get it. I actually saw a shop here in EU. I think it's Plantopus. He had a discount on this plant, and I almost got it. And I think even at one point, but does he have a discount now? Wait, I'm just gonna look. It's not a good idea to order now. Next shipping date, January 13th. So basically, if I buy it now, it's 2025. 15% winter discount and a special Christmas gift worth between 50 to 100 euros. Guys, people in Europe, plantopus.de. I've never ordered from them. This is not a recommendation, it's just like, I think people have, and I think they have been happy. I've been hearing very good reviews, but there is a 15% winter discount, a special Christmas gift worth between 50 to 100 euros. Like, do not dare go and buy this Hoya before I do. Like, stay away from Hoya species CD Kalang. I will come for you if you get it. One time I told my friend about Camilla and what I want to get from Camilla. This is like in the first days of our friendship, and he actually got those plants from Camilla, and then she couldn't cut it for me. Do you think I'm over it? I'm not over it. I will never be over it. Oh, you know what? He has Hoya Basie. I have been having such terrible time with Hoya Basie. Oh, do I want to get an established plant? Ooh, and shipping worldwide from Berlin. I didn't even see that. Oof. Okay, well, you know what? We'll just have to order, I guess, very soon. That's it. Goodbye, all. Maybe I don't go to Sweden. Maybe I just stayed home and order plants online. Beautiful plant. I will be checking out this website because this seems like a good deal and calculating my discounts, etc. So if you buy this plant before I do, honestly, if I see that sold out after this video, you're done. You're done. We're done. We're done. We're breaking up. We're breaking up. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you for another niche, you know. I'm just gonna leave you for orchids or begonias. You've been warned. I'm sort of on the fence about the next one because I have said in my videos that I'm not going to get another Hoya like this. However, we know that my mind, number one, changes a lot. Number two, I sometimes say things that I don't really mean, but I kind of meant it, but at the same time, I do really want to get Hoya species Gomas. It has very, very interesting, very unique leaves in my opinion. It does sort of stand out from these veiny Hoyas. So, I think we can allow it. The flower is not really exciting at all. I love the flower of Hoya finlaysoni and Hoya clemensiorum, but they're just not as exciting for me anymore. So I will primarily be getting these for the leaves. Now, when I tell you that I'm over like Hoya finlaysoni, it doesn't mean that I want to completely get rid of it. But there's so many clones out there and some of them don't have such interesting leaves. Unfortunately, I think the ones that I have don't really have the most interesting leaves. They're pretty, but they're not the prettiest. And I would just want to get several clones, maybe 3, maybe 4, that really make you fall on your butt when you see them. My clemensiorum that I have is one of those plants. It's kind of like butt worth falling plant. Unfortunately, it's the slowest one of them all. And we hope that one day we will have a large plant that we can complain about not having space for. Currently, not the issue. But I really need to refine this. Like, I definitely will be keeping some of these for sure, but I have to see which of them we will select. It will be obviously the best, most ornate leaves ever. right? We're gonna be keeping those. Anyway, Hoya species Gomas, I think this is very, very doable. It's about 50 euros to get this. It can be bought in many online stores. There are a lot of similar Hoyas. I just kind of put this one because I could remember it from the top of my head, but there are many Hoyas that are like this that I would like to get. Species Acha. I already have 2 species Acha. I actually don't even know when one of them is. There are species Acha with, again, very large ornate leaves, so maybe this one is not going to be what I end up getting. Sort of consider this as a placeholder for one outstanding veiny Hoya. If you have a suggestion, like we are talking large leaves, beautiful veins, the most beautiful veins that you have ever seen, something that really stands out, and then we can get rid of like 5-6 of these other Finlaysoni that I have. The next three are gonna make me poor. The next one is Hoya telosmoides. This Hoya comes from Borneo, from Sabah, and it was published in 1996 by Omlor, and this is a very beautiful Hoya. It's a very beautiful Hoya. It is a very unique Hoya. It is a very hard to get Hoya. It's a very, I don't know if it's a very difficult Hoya to grow or to bloom. I sort of don't see a lot of people growing it. I do think people do have Hoya telosmoides, but it's just not that available. And I think that flower is unique enough that some people probably consider it ugly, Some people probably don't want it. I do think it does look intimidating. I don't know if you also have this feeling, but sometimes I look at a Hoya, if I don't have it, if I'm considering to buy it, I look at the flower, and sometimes like just flower looks, it looks challenging. It's intimidating. You look at it and I'm like, I will never bloom that. No way. But then you do. And for example, I thought of Hoya discipule. No way, I will never bloom. Like, what? Hoya discipule, I will never bloom it. And then it turns out that Hoya discipule is probably one of the easiest Hoyas. It's like really beginner proof, not to say the I word, right? It's super easy, and I just never should have been intimidated of that one. But I do think that my telosmoides fear is founded. I don't think it's the easiest. I did try to get it from Camilla a couple of times, but I think every time it was unavailable. Maybe I can attempt to get it next year, but it's definitely one of the top Hoyas that I would like to get. Actually, do we have, I'm just gonna check Plantopus again. I'm insane. Yeah, there is telosmoides. What? Shut up! Okay, listen. Do not get Hoya telosmoides. Oh, it's not available. Cutting is 1 to 2 leaves. I don't want to risk it. Oh my goodness, it's actually much cheaper than I thought. I thought it was like 5 times this price. It's about 40 euros. I was under the impression that this is like 100 or 200 euros. So why don't I have Hoya telosmoides yet? I don't know. So we will be getting that. Maybe I will do an order. Oh goodness. Okay, well, every time you say these videos are bad for you, guess what? They're bad for me too. Now I have found out that I can get both of these from my wish list as quickly as January 13th. I think I will actually call a friend after this video because she's been wanting to order from this shop, and I will like coax her into ordering. I'm the worst. Well, anyway, the next Hoya on the list is Hoya nutiana. Hoya nutiana is from Sarawak. It's been published by Rhoda and Natalie Simonson in 2013. Hoya nutiana is something somewhat similar to Hoya that I have, which is Hoya hamiltoniorum. The leaves are similar. The flower, not so much, but Hoya nutiana is something that sort of resurfaced to my attention. I know about Hoya nutiana, I've known about it for a while, but I kind of, I forget about a lot of the Hoyas if they're not like currently in my focus. And I was doing a video for my Patreon, like a spotlight video on how to grow Hoya hamiltoniorum because it bloomed, etc. And Hoya nutiana sort of came back into my focus because it was mentioned in the publication for Hoya hamiltoniorum, and I don't see many photos online. I don't know if this is a very difficult Hoya to get. Is it difficult to grow? What's been up? I don't really see many photos. I think a lot of people are also not sort of aware of it. I also don't see that many photos of Hoya Hamiltoniorum, for example, but I think it's a wonderful Hoya. I will try to get this one. Both flowers and the leaves really impress me. I can't really tell you. I think flowers are maybe more impressive for me because I don't have flowers that look like this. I don't have this coloration of the flower in my collection, I don't think. So I really, really, really like them. The leaves are also nice because similar to Hoya Hamiltoniorum, the leaves are much nicer in person than they are on the photos. So I will find, like, I found one photo where I kind of like the way that the leaves look. In some other photos it doesn't look as good, but I think that this is actually a beautiful Hoya. And if you do have Hoya nutthiana, number one, if you're in Europe and have Hoya nutthiana, you may become a new best friend. So goodbye to everyone else. If you have Hoya nutthiana and you're somewhere else in the world, do tell me, is it hard to grow? Does it bloom fast? Does it bloom early on, etc.? You know, just share information with me about Hoya nutthiana. But yeah, if you're in EU, I would consider getting a cutting. So if you want to see your plant, your cutting die here on the channel, get infested by mealybugs, me rip away the roots from the plant, awfully trellis it and mistreat it in every possible way, then bloom it, or just complain about it, let me know. Worth it, I know. The last one is just, I don't know if I'm gonna use this properly, but like my Roman Empire, I think about this plant a lot. I honestly don't think I can grow this well. I don't think I can grow this well. I think I would fail miserably. I don't think it's easy to bloom because of what it may be. But this is Hoya that is sold as Hoya Affinity Lauterbachii and Hoya species from Papua. The flower is beautiful, it's red. I actually didn't even think that it's Affinity Lauterbachii. It's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. The leaves, from what I saw, are reminiscent of Hoya Lauterbachii, but the flower is absolutely gorgeous. It's such a nice, deep red color. And I don't think it's super expensive. It's you know, it's gonna cost you, like in Indonesia, I think the price is around $100, maybe a little bit less. So I may get someone to share this with me. I really am almost confident that I cannot grow this well. I think I can actually grow it well because it did grow Lauterbachii fairly well. I don't think I can bloom it well. I don't think so. I think they need probably a lot of light and heat. Maybe I'm mistaken. I would like to give it a go. I think, once again, it's gorgeous, but I have stopped growing anything eriostema, though I do want to try Hoya gigas. I never had Hoya gigas, so kind of maybe we can add it to this list. I really want to try Hoya gigas. I know that I cannot grow Hoya gigas. I don't think I can bloom Hoya gigas. I will try it. I think I will try it, and maybe by some crazy luck I can bloom it, even though I don't think anyone has bloomed Hoya gigas in their grow tent in their home. I don't think anyone has done it. Have you? Have you heard of anyone? I know it blooms in Sweden in a botanical garden, and that's the most frequent photos that we see, but I just don't think that people bloom Hoya gigas willy-nilly, you know? I think it blooms in Thailand and in Southeast Asia. I really haven't seen that many photos from cultivation, so I kind of stayed away from anything related to Lauterbachii gigas eriostema, though I may give it a go. Maybe I just need to become a little bit more delusional and think that I can do it. And it will be done. I don't know. Is that manifestation? You just say, I've bloomed this plant, and then it blooms? I don't know how it works. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that this one is as difficult. It can be much easier. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I haven't seen many people grow it or talk about it. So it's fairly new once again into cultivation. I think I first saw this plant either last year or even this year. Again, a bit fuzzy on the memory, so it is really new in the trade, which probably means that, again, a lot of people will be getting it. Probably won't be as cheap or as easy to get. I expect it will be sold out, but if it turns out to be anything like Lauterbachii, it will probably grow really, really fast, so I can expect it to spread within a year or two and become much, much, much more affordable. So I actually might wait with this one because I think it's a little bit crazy to, I mean, it's crazy for me, not crazy for you, to pay a lot of money for a plant I'm pretty confident I can't grow well and then I can't bloom. I think it's a bit cuckoo to do that. However, if I do see people blooming it relatively early on in sort of like a grow tent or maybe even a cabinet, I don't think it's gonna bloom in regular conditions. I could be wrong. But if I do see that, then I will absolutely chop off my arm and offer it for a trade, because then I will be convinced I can do it too. But so far, I don't see many people posting it. Once again, I'm just gonna check if it's available. So far, I can't find it online. Maybe it goes under a different name. I can find it in like Indonesian nurseries, and that's that. I haven't seen any in Europe yet, but it could go under a different name because it is Affinity, Lauterbach, or species from Papua, so maybe it's being sold under a different name. In any case, I would like to get it, but it's not going to be my priority. Now, I would like to just quickly mention briefly what I had and I destroyed. My Hoya Medusa. It was growing really well. I destroyed it. My fault. Mealybug treatment. Samaniana never grew well here. I would like to get a nice, healthy cutting of Samaniana, and I see that some people are growing this well and blooming it, so I feel confident. Solaniflora has died on me twice. I would like to try one more time with Solaniflora because I think it's really nice. I just think I was really unlucky because first one got mites and the second one I think too got mites relatively quickly in the tent. So I think I will grow it in a different mix. I think it likes a little bit more water than what I was giving it, which was not very much. Maybe in this cabinet it can grow really well with other thin-leaved Hoyas, but I would like to give it a go with Solaniflora and Affinity Solaniflora. I did get Sichuaensis. It's sold as Affinity Lee or Lee No ID, which please don't do that. I will absolutely come and beat you if you use Lee No ID, like any species name plus no ID, I will beat you for it. I had a small cutting of this one. It did not root. It's one of the first in a very, very, very long time that did not want to root. So that's unfortunate. I would like to acquire that one again. I did mention to you, I have a Hoya on the way. It's Hoya Papuana. I bought also this one. I got Capuacensis and Chloroleuca. Papuana lived, it's still with Farah. Keep it alive, but also if it dies, don't feel guilty. So that's currently with Farah, and I think it's growing well. It's a Hoya that I cannot wait to have in my collection. Hopefully it grows and blooms here well. I really like thin-leaved Hoyas, and this is one of them, so flower color is also really beautiful. When I saw this instantly, I had to have it. Didn't even think too much about it. That is all for today. I can finally tie my hair because it's been getting into my face. I've been just trying to get my hair away from my face. I hope that you enjoyed this wishlist video. Let me know if you have heard about these Hoyas, if you have them in your collection, if you grow them or not, how it's like to grow them. If you do have some of them and you are in Europe, maybe we can talk, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that very soon I will be ordering Sidikalang and Telesmoides. If you have Nutiana, let me know, etc. Affinity Lauterbach. I will have to kind of make a Christmassy budget here maybe and just surprise another person, because it's not about me, it's about me giving to this shop and getting Hoyas in return, but that's not the important part. I'm basically just giving away money, you know. I'm such a charitable person. To stop rambling, let me know what is in your wish list for 2025 when it comes to Hoya. I don't really have a wish list for any other plants. I typically also don't make wish lists, but I think it's a good thing to kind of list what plants you want to get so you don't lose track of them, because I just forgot about Hoya Nutiana completely for years. It's been somewhere in the back of my mind. I didn't even think about it, and I need to think about these all the time so I can get them. Also Telesmoides. I don't know why did I think that was 200 euros. I wasn't tracking the price and I was sure I will never get it because it's so expensive, and now I see it's like 40 and I'm like, wow, that's basically not free but almost. So I would like to add it to my collection, and yeah, it would look really nice here. It would look really nice here. So we need to get it. Anyway, I hope you're having a lovely evening with whoever is in your proximity. It's a weird way to sign off. Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate, and to people who don't, I hope you're having like just a lovely time during the holidays. By the way, a lot of people are probably going to say Merry Christmas to me as well. In Serbia, we don't celebrate it until the January 7th. Time difference, different time zones. I will never get tired of this joke. I was in Bible quizzing by accident when I was in the US. And, you know, I was so frustrated with questions about my country. I was like, just quit it. And one time they asked me, like, why do you celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January? I was like, because we're in different time zone. So someone has always been sassy and nasty. Anyway, I really need to go and just absolutely drown my gesneriads, so that's what I will be doing. Once again, have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in a couple of days, and I think with plant chores, because you get a break, but let's not become too lazy. And then another cool video to finish off this year. That's the plan, at least. So I will see you soon. Stay safe. Don't buy any Hoyas. Don't buy Hoyas that I want to buy. Don't buy Hoyas that I want to buy. No. I would like to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons, my 2 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Anne Margaret Moen, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, Anna P. and C. Aspen Drake, Betsy, Brett Noble, Connie Pagano, Daniela Danube Daniels, Donna Rolls, Deepanjali Rao, Ether W, Erin Keenan, Elena Saxon, Ellen, Farah, Ferdis Verdance, Francis Wilkins, Gathering Moss, Gina Geisit, Gina Radovic, Go Green Tropical, Gross, it's Kyle, Growing Nurse, Hannah Matlin, Heather Uppingham, Hoji Scott, HoyaCuttings.com, Yana Griffin, Jessica Gio, Jennifer Martin, Jonas Barry, Hero Thorson, Joshua Davis Riley, Jovan Denot, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Kelly Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Ellen, Bergley Mooney, Lisa Mary MPLS, Lucas Erchevsky, Mandy Milliken, Marcella Har, Maria Stein, Marina Yarmolich, Morris B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michelle Heron, Mirka Grun-Roos, MJW, Moa Edman, Miss Seidenhar, Nelly Yang, Niha Basu, Nicole Maroney, Nguyen, Nita Macy, Odette, PJ Plandrit, Saik Zera, Rachel Peterson, Rebecca C, Sandra Cornelius, Sharon Bone, Sherry Kumar, Sophia Rian, Starla Van Lith, Stephanie H2O, Suvi Cordecangas, Tessa Martins, Thomas Marsden, Tia B, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Rossman, Xenia Green, Youth of the Walamut, Zaira Rivera, Zordarama, and Zlokov Niponi. Also, a big thank you to my $3 patrons: Anna Malaya, Karen Kilone Constance, Daryl De Rosario, Eden Corlett, Yana, KPZ, Lindsay N, Mary H, Monica Wykers, Nella, Nerdy Kathy, Renee Church, Ringlov, Sheila Casper, Tangwa Tanasria Cool, VH, and Wendy Foreman. And a thank you to my $1 patrons: one anonymous patron, Alice Borland, Andre G, Aquila, Brandon Pacheco, Catherine Molina, Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Laura E. Jackson, Lauren at Tugboat Plants, Lorianne Subramaniam, Luzmin Fernandez, Marga F.V., Mary Diamond, Neely Spicer, Olivia Chen Mueller, Pacific Northwest Plant Lady, and Tracy the Eyebeller.